Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome back to the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 Let's Play. We're now in Metropolis Zone. This is a 3-act zone. Yes, 3 acts. Don't know why. Well, actually I kind of know why, because there was supposed to be a scraps remember how I was telling you about all a few of the scraps levels earlier? Well, there was going to be a zone right after this. In fact, Act 3 level map was going to be that zone, but for some reason they've scrapped it but kept the level map anyways and just made it an Act 3 Metropolis Zone. Basically the zone was called Cyber City Zone, and some of the level layout, as in the level design, like what I'm saying is, you know the traits of the level here, there's gears and all, like see the background and the way how the floor is coloured. Some of the traits of Cyber City Zone were later reused in a Sonic Spinball level. I believe it was called the Machine, I believe. And this Shellcracker's pain in the ass placement. Okay, I should probably talk about this zone. There's 3 badniks in this zone. There's an Astron, which is a star that hides in the wall and only get alerted when you're close by. The crab I just mentioned was a Shellcracker. They can be a real bitch. And, well, real pain in the ass. I'll edit that out. See, the Astron didn't notice me because I'm not quite in his line of sight. Luckily. But there are times where they will notice you. Now as I said, the third badnik, I can't get through that gap. There's the slicer. The ninjutsu slicer. People really hate that boss, badnik. Be honest, nowadays I don't have any flipping trouble with them because I know exactly where they're going to pop up. You'll notice that later on when I get nervous. I'll get nervous later on and I'll start slowing down when I think there's one nearby. But luckily I'm supersonic now, so every badnik can just will just breeze by and what the God damn it! Why? Remember when I said Sonic for Sonic had just made glitches on his own? That was one of them. The teleporter really does not like supersonic. One thing I should add about this part of Metropolis Zone Act 3, that the level actually loops vertically. So like, you keep going down, when you reach the bottom you actually reach the top, and it'll just it'll just keep going until you find, you find this bit. It's kind of the way the level designs work, to make sure, like certain zones, you can only go as far as going left and right. So, to counter this, to make the zone a little bit bigger, is that they'll wrap it vertically, so when you go to the bottom, you'll come out the top. It's one way to, expand on the level design without causing too much hardware without using a lot of hardware space. And Sonic 3 will use that method a lot, but we'll get to that when we get to that game. And here we go, I'm going to be supersonic now. So Metropolis Zone Act 2. Metropolis Zone can be quite tricky, and that's only because of the certain stage hazards like there, the badniks like that, but because of supersonic there's no problem for me. And the gears, the gears! You may have noticed I was running on gears are bolts actually. Right, the bolts, you run on them to get to higher platforms, but if you get quite high up and then get hit, there's a chance you'll get knocked off the bolt and you'll fall right back down, and you'll have to try and get the gear to fall back down, i.e. get it to despawn and respawn back into its spot. Luckily, I don't think this happens to me in this playthrough, but don't quote me on that. I can't remember exactly if I do get knocked off. Yeah, these slicers are no problem for me with supersonic. I know for a lot of people, there's one slicer that's a real pain in the ass in terms of his placement. You may have noticed me doing, like, bouncing off the walls of these spring walls, like here. You see them there? There's one there's one slicer that's placed right in the end, right at the top of one of them. And it's practically very hard to dodge them. I don't say impossible because there is a way to dodge them, but you just got to be lucky. But there we go, that's Act 2 over and done with. So now we're on to Act 3. The first time I got to this when I was a kid, I was surprised at the fact there was an Act 3 in this game. I was expecting the bosses of this, but oh, it was like, there's an Act 3! Act 3 has these, what should we call them? Piston-like things or something? Sort of like a steam engine, side rods. You know what I mean? Yeah, whatever. Watch out for those doors, because I've had them close on me a couple of times. I was getting nervous because I didn't know if there was a slicer coming up there. I kind of like the level design's gimmick. It's just a big workshop. I wonder what the workshop was to create. We'll have to wait and see. Could it have been created for? Why would Eggman want to make this place? Now, I was steadying myself there because there's a platform here, and if you go at it at the wrong height, the platform will retract and you'll go to the lower platform. Luckily, I managed to hit it, so we're going to the upper Okay, that was a dick move. That was a dick move. Put spikes on the top of the spring jump and no choice but to hit them. That was a dick move. That was a dick placement. Be careful. Just got those spike platforms. You just got to watch the timing because they always go clockwise. So if you see an arrow that's on the right, when it pops back in, it's going to pop out. Next time it's going to pop out. It's going to pop out on the top. Use that if you know so use the timing to your advantage. I nearly got hit there by the shell cracker, but I missed him, or he missed me. See, I knew there was a slicer coming up because I always remember that one. I remember that one because I knew there was a slicer coming up. That's why I slowed down. And seriously, what is it with Sonic games and faces in the background? Look, there's one right there. Look. Right. You see what I'm trying to do here? And I got very lucky there by landing on the other bolt. What I was trying to do there was, if you get Sonic and Tails to get locked on the center of the ball. Oh, lucky again. I was lucky again. Right. If you see, Tails is not locked in the center, so he's jittering to the right there. If you get Tails to lock with you in the center, the bolt goes twice as fast. Use that to your advantage. So try and get Tails locked into the center of the bolt. So sorry, Tails. Sorry. As I was saying, right, so it's time for the boss fight. As I was saying. So this is the boss. He has these defensive orbs that you cannot touch, or else you get hurt. So this is how you're supposed to do it legitimately. If you go, so he goes left and right, jump over him, then he'll go to the center, do this, and then when his projectiles level out, he leaves the bottom of his Eggmobile exposed, and he can hit him. Or you can take a free shot and get him anyways. Or you can try and time it, as I'm not doing. I don't think I get through this. Do I get through this boss in one go? There you go, I'm timing it now. I've got it timed down now. So if you time it right, you can hit the Eggmobile. It's split timing, but if you time it just right, you can hit him without getting hurt. This is his pinch attack. Pretty pathetic. So he goes to the right or to the left, fires a laser, and he goes lower each time he fires it. So he fires, goes down, fires it again. But if you just stand underneath him, what's the laser going to do to you? So basically, it just gives you a free shot. So now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sky Chase Zone. We're now boarding Sonic's plane, the Tornado. The origin of how Sonic got the plane, I have no idea. I don't think it's ever really explained. He just has it. We see now Tails is piloting it, while Sonic is running on the wing. Well, I think I show off a funny. Do I show off a glitch here? Yeah, I do. Boing, 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 boing. Because the plane can't go through solid object. It's bouncing off the turtle. So we're chasing after something, but what could we be chasing after? We'll find out. Now, I'm going to give you this word of caution. Be very careful when you get supersonic in this zone, in this level. It's very possible to run right off the plane. Because the plane can only go so fast and supersonic speed outruns it. So it's very possible to run off the plane. Well, then again, it's very possible to run off the plane as normal Sonic. Basically, you go to get to... Oh, by the way, this is what we're chasing. We're chasing this big wing fortress. Or this fortress. Wing fortress. Keep an ear out for that. We might hear that name again. But hey, look, I've been able to show off his impatient animation. Oh, God's sake. Just as he was about to lie down, I hit the button. But that was his impatient animation, so at least I showed that off. But as I was saying, there's a way you can actually spin dash right off the plane. If you see where I am, if you go a little bit lower to where I was just there, and then spin dash, you'll go a heck of a lot. You'll go fast, and when you get towards the right side of the screen, Sonic will be ahead of the plane, and he'll fall into the bottomless pit. But anyways, I got Supersonic right at the end of the zone there, so I was really being a bit careful. I was being careful because I didn't want to fall right at the end of the zone, because there's no checkpoints in this level, so if I died, I'd have to go right back to the beginning of the zone again. But anyways, we're now off to, well, next part's the last part, ladies and gentlemen. We're now off to Eggman's, that big wing, that aircraft we were chasing. We're going to go onto that, and we're also going to go to this one other zone afterwards. What could this zone be? We'll find out in the next part. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm the Autistic Gamer, and I'll see you all for the final part of the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 Let's Play.